Hey there, it's Lockie here from Coast Watch Football, and today I'm going to be reacting to my A-League ladder prediction that I did way back at the start of the season, of course. And not only am I reacting to my prediction, but I'm reacting to the prediction video that I did. So it'll be pretty interesting listening back to some of the things I said. I haven't watched this video since I put it up way back in November. This is going to be interesting to see some of the hot takes that I just said in this video. I'm sure there's going to be some things that make me look a little bit silly. So here we go. Let's jump into it. Picking up the wooden spoon in the A-League this season, I've got Wellington. Oh, Wellington. I'm sorry, Wellington fans. But look, I just want to say they were entering this season with such a depleted squad. They lost so many of their best players. Those two signings that they made mid-season, Scott Wooten, the centre-back, and Gail Sandoval, the Mexican maestro, has just been just absolutely the perfect signings just to fill the gaps that they had in that squad and have made them such a stronger team. But still, regardless of that, we have to give credit to Wellington for once again playing almost an entire season away from home, the heart and the spirit that they've showed to make the finals. Coming in at second last on the ladder, and this is maybe the first hot take of this ladder prediction. I've actually got Adelaide United. Adelaide. Oh, mate. Okay, this is, again, way off with this one, but let's I want to see what I said, actually. But the real question mark for Adelaide this season is up front and also in defense. Up the top, is it going to be Cassini Yengi leading the line? Perhaps George Blackwood could have a big season this year as well. Isn't that funny? I mean, it was neither of those guys who really stepped up for Adelaide. I mean, much of it was Craig Goodwin, you know, whether it was goals or assists. He has arguably been the best player in the league this season. And Hiroshi Basuki, again, another mid-season signing who stepped up big time. In 10th spot, I've got Brisbane Roar. Well, Brisbane have okay, this is the first one that I was kind of right. I was off by one place, but I want to give myself credit for this one because Brisbane were in the finals last year, and I said they'd fall away, and they did. So look, I'll take that one as a win. Their front three from last season: Joey Champness, Dylan Wenzel-Halls, and Riku Danzaki have all left the club, and that's going to be a big concern for Raw fans this year. Nikola Malejuznic and Matty Stoneman returned to the A-League this year at the Raw, and I'm also really interested to see how Argentine striker Juan Lozano goes. But again, none of those guys really settled in, and whether it was, I mean, mainly due to injury probably, but that was the problem for Brisbane Roar, as I mentioned there. I mean, losing those three attackers who were really performing quite well and had a really good chemistry up the top there for Brisbane Roar, and that's what helped them get into the finals. They lost all those players, and again, one of those sides who I thought didn't really recruit that well, which is why I thought they would struggle, and turns out they did. In 9th spot, and for me, this is the hardest team to predict, and it's because they've made so many changes. It's the Newcastle Jets. The defensive side, we got this one spot on, but it's going to be fascinating seeing how their foreign players go gelling into this Jets squad, especially in attack. A lot of these players that they have brought in from overseas are attacking players, so it's going to be a new look front line for the Newcastle Jets this year. How about that? And dude, didn't that front line deliver? I mean, Becca Micheldatzi, Daniel Pena, fantastic. Unfortunately for Newcastle, it wasn't enough to get them into a top 6 place, but still, I mean, those guys were fantastic for much of the season. In 8th spot, I've got Western United, now coached by John Aloisi, a side that probably does have the potential to push into the top 6. And didn't they do that? So Western United proved me wrong, and probably proved a lot of people wrong. I don't think I saw anyone really, you know, expecting Western United to be a top table side, but they were for much of the season. John Aloisi creating a very consistently performing squad, so credit to Western. In 7th spot, just missing out on the finals this year, I've got Daniel Sturridge and Perth Glory. Perth. Again, so much hype around Daniel Sturridge, and of course, at this point in the season, I mean, everyone was so excited about Daniel Sturridge and thought it was going to all be, you know, happy days at Perth Glory. But obviously, no one expected them to suffer the amount of injuries they did, and, you know, the amount of travel they had to do as well. You know, just the uncertainty with borders and stuff that really ruined Perth's season. And while Sturridge is, of course, the biggest news story in the A-League this season, people are very skeptical in terms of how he's going to perform at the A-League level. Can he stay injury-free for the whole campaign? Oh, dude, I shouldn't have said it. I could definitely see Sturridge tearing it up in the A-League week in, week out. That was the furthest thing from the truth. Here's where we get into the top 6, and just sneaking into the final series this year, I've got my Central Coast Mariners. I think it's going to be... look, dude, again, I think this is close enough. This is pretty much was the story for Central Coast Mariners. A bit of an up and down season, but overall, pretty positive considering a lot of people predicted Mariners to fall out. I did see a lot of predictions, even putting Mariners as far down as being wooden spooners once again. But I do like the signings that we have brought in. Nikolai Muller, probably the most high-profile signing that we have made for a number of years. Keeping up for Cy Goddard, Benny Kololo, and Mateus Maresh as well. And of course, I mean, listing all those names, but it was the one who arrived mid-season who really blew us all away. Jason Cummings, hasn't he been fantastic? Fifth spot, and this team is going to be a very interesting one to watch for me this year. I've got Macarthur Fc. And to be honest, Macarthur FC. Oh, mate. Based off the big names that they have brought in the offseason. Johnny Warren medal winner, Ulysses De Vere, Tommy Urich, Danny De Silva, Craig Noon. Just so many big names that Macarthur FC brought into their side. I mean, they left us with no choice but to put them into the top 6 when it came to the ladder predictions at the start of the season. Based on the quality that they do have in the squad, there's no reason why Macarthur can't finish in the top 6 this year. And that's the thing. Because of those signings they made in the squad they put together, I think Bulls fans will be disappointed that they didn't finish in finals for a second consecutive year. In fourth spot, I think there's plenty of reasons to be excited about Western Sydney Wanderers. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is the big one. And I knew this one was coming, man. Look, Wanderers. I was so optimistic about the season for Western Sydney Wanderers. They've made some fantastic signings. Tom Mohamed, Dimitri Petratos up top. They've strengthened with the likes of Terry Antonis, Reece Williams, Adama Traore. Plenty of depth in this Wanderers squad as well when you consider they already have players like Steven Ugarkovic, Keanu Backus, Ziggy Gordon. So many big names in this Wanderers side. And that's before they even signed Jack Rodwell. I mean, Wanderers this season were the definition of a squad who had a fantastic team on paper but just simply did not deliver on the field. In third place, I'm expecting massive things from Tony Popovic and Melbourne Victory. In my opinion, Tony Popovic is probably the perfect coach to bring in at this current time at Melbourne Victory. And again, another one of those ones where it was pretty easy to predict considering the players that they were able to bring in and the coach they had. In second place, Sydney FC is a very safe bet. Woo! Another one that was way off, man. I mean, I really should have swapped like Western United with Sydney FC. And the only real major departure has been Ryan McGowan, but he's been replaced with James Donachie. There is no reason why Sydney FC shouldn't finish at least in the top 4 this year. Woo! At least in the top 4. Goodness me, didn't they miss out on that? Claiming the premiership once again this year, it has to be Melbourne City. An easy one. They have lost Craig Noon, Adrian Luna, 2 of their major departures, but they've been replaced. Matthew Leckie, an Italian midfielder, Manuel Pucciarelli joining the side. It's funny, Pucciarelli came in, but we like barely saw him play at all. And that front 3, man, Matthew Leckie, Andrew Naboot, Jamie McLaren, has the potential to become the most dangerous front 3 we've seen in A-League history. I know that was a big take in terms of that front 3 being the most dangerous we've seen in A-League history. I don't think we could say that after this season. They did perform well. All of them had decent games here and there, and McLaren winning the Golden Boot. Matthew Leckie had a strong second half to the season, but I don't know if I go as far as to say that they did indeed fulfill that title of the most dangerous front 3 in A-League history. So, City, an easy one to predict there to finish off. But some pretty wild predictions there, man. I mean, some I was spot on. Like, I'll take the Brisbane, the Newcastle one as well. My team Mariners, I was pretty close with that one as well. But some teams in there that we certainly didn't predict to do as well as we thought, or to struggle as much as we thought as well. How did you guys go with your ladder predictions this season? We'd love to hear. So jump in the comments. Let me know how many teams you got correct this season. If you have enjoyed this video and you want to stick around for more A-League content, make sure you hit the like button and hit subscribe. My name's Lockie. This is Coast Watch Football. See you in the next one.